how it's
Thank
going to
you.
work? Yeah.
Yeah. So they just need to, they can only chat to Emily or Molly. And so ideally they should raise their hand to ask a question. If for some reason that's not an option for them, or they'd prefer not to, they can chat Emily or Molly and they will ask the question for us.
Mhm. Okay.
Also, me and Sherry, our co-hosts.
Yeah.
Okay. We got about 400 people in there. Should we let them in? Yep. Yep.
Okay.
801. We can do it. Hi, everyone. Folks are still entering. We'll give folks a bit of chance. Sure. Just let me know, Sherry or Emily or Danielle. Well, let's give it another minute if people don't mind, because it takes a while for people to enter the room. All right, I think we're leveling off. You can start when you want. Okay.
Maybe I can just say briefly that we have interpretation. So try to be careful about the pace that you're speaking, because we'll be speaking simultaneously and we'll let you know if it's going too fast. And to access interpretation, you can click the globe on the bottom of your computer screen or 3 dots if you're using a phone. So tenemos interpretación en español. Entonces, por favor, habla con despacio y puede acceder la interpretación con, puede hacer clic en el globo abajo de la pantalla si está usando una computadora, y si está usando teléfono va a ser 3 puntitos y avísanos si hay problemas con la interpretación, y eso es todo. Gracias. Thank you. And so if you want to turn it on whenever I'm ready to start.
Sure.
Sarah, are you on your own today?
No, Fatima is here.
Great, thank you.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. As somebody said to me just before, it's been a long year this week. It's Thursday night. The strike is on. The strike is strong. We had great turnout today, especially in Newark. I hear I wasn't there. I was in New Brunswick, but we had good turnout in New Brunswick. Lots of music. We marched at several different locations. We will be striking tomorrow. So we're going to keep going until we get the contract that we deserve. That's the point, right? That's what we're doing here. So for the chat tonight, because we're learning as we're going, you can ask a question or write something to the hosts. But if you have a question when we have Q&A, which will be soon, just raise your virtual hand and we'll try to get through as many as possible. But we have a hard stop at 8:30.
Just to clarify that, it's also co-hosts. If you could write to either me or Emily or Molly when she comes in, or Sherry or Alan.
Yeah, it's just if you just post it, they'll see it, right? Thank you. Before we get to the actions for tomorrow, let's hear what's going on in Trenton from, I hope they're on the calls. This is Marie, and hi, Marie. And Brian Sachs is somewhere, but let's start with Marie.
Hi, this is Maria Garth. So I just have an update on our discussion about fellows recognition.
You muted, Maria.
Sorry about that. Okay. So today we discussed fellows. This is an important issue for grad workers and something that we've been negotiating for a while. The goal here is for those who are on fellowship to be included in our unit and for them to have the same union protections and benefits as TAs and GAs. So today we had a meeting with management to talk about the definition of fellows. And we think we're making progress on this. And it seems like at least we have a shared understanding of the work that fellows do. And we are working toward establishing an agreement on what the definition of a fellow is so that they could be in our bargaining unit. So that's pretty much all I can say right now. Those negotiations are still in progress, but we will be presenting a counter to management. So that's where we are right now. And for us, this is major progress. This is a big issue for grad workers. So we are optimistic about making progress on this. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that update, Maria. Is Brian there? Brian Sachs? In the room, Maria?
Brian is not with me in this room, but he should be in a different room and joining you from there.
Oh, okay. Are you on Zoom?
Yes, Brian is here.
Okay, great.
Ian just went to grab him.
And there's Brian Sachs, our lead bargainer for PTLs. You're muted.
Hi, you're muted.
Hey.
Hey.
You're up. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm up? Sorry. Hi, everybody. Brian Sachs. I'm the Vice President of the PTL-FC and Chair of our bargaining committee down here in Trenton with several members of my bargaining committee. And the going is grueling. We are not over the finish line, I think is the headline on our most important demands. That needs to be emphasized. It's very difficult at times. And it has been very difficult to get certain of our key demands down on paper the way we want from management, and we're not going to stop trying to do that. But that's where we are. Can't report that things are where we want them to be at this time. We're still hopeful we'll get there. The only reason we even have a chance. The only reason we have a chance is because all of the activity on campuses, all of the protests, the strike has even given us this chance. And I can't emphasize that enough. On our financial demands, we've made already incredible gains. We're not finished. On our job security demands, quite frankly, I think we're short of where we want to be. And the signaling that was done to us verbally has not translated into, black and white counters of the sort that we expected. That is an honest assessment of where we are. We have made other considerable gains on closed articles in areas of rank advancement, in professional development, and elsewhere on smaller but still important aspects of the contract. But as I said, those matters that are key to us around equal pay for equal work and through job security and healthcare for that matter, we have not gotten to where we want. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm going to go back to reading the last counter on one of them now.
Okay.
Solidarity, everybody.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, we are on strike because adjunct faculty have no job security and we have to be rehired for our jobs every semester. That's why we're on strike. So we are going to continue to strike until we get that job security. Grads are going to continue to strike until they get what they need to live on and to finish their degrees. So let's make that clear to everybody. That's what the picketing is about. That's what the actions are about. That's what we're going to continue doing until we get what we deserve, right? Until Rutgers actually gives us what we deserve. We know they can afford it. We know they have the money, right? So let's take some questions. You can raise your virtual hand. Let's do it that way. Tom Figueroa.
Hi again, and thank you, Maria and Brian for that update. There are some other important clauses, and I'm particularly interested, had a long-term interest in the subject to clause. And I don't expect you to, talk about counter offers and so on, but it would be interesting, I think, for this group to hear if any progress is being made in shoring up that flank of our job security and status, since it's been an issue that's been extremely damaging to the union in the past.
I think you froze, or did you finish?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you
Yeah.
finished, you
But I
stopped
mean, is
again.
there any way? Yeah. Can anybody speak to that who's here?
Hey, Tom, I might not be able to give you a satisfactory answer. First of all, PTLs don't have the subject to language in our contracts. We don't even
Yeah,
have,
right.
we don't
Naturally,
even have long enough contracts for that to matter. They can just simply fire us if they want. as
that
they
would be
do.
one of the things we ought to do.
Yeah, you don't want subject to language. Our contract is so bad, frankly, that we don't even, they don't have to worry about it with us. I think there's still an open article with that language. And that, of course, has to do with the university's ability to declare fiscal emergency and such. It's still open, I believe, Tom, but I can get the confirmation for you on that.
Yeah, if I might just come back in it for a sentence, a sentence or two, Amy. We really need, if we can't get that language out of there, to get a more comprehensive idea of what constitutes fiscal exigency, and one that is better enforceable before a court rather than before PERC. The way it's been interpreted in the past, if I may for a second, it's our contracts, all of us, the faculty and everyone else, that have been subject to this, and everybody else's contract, coaches and so on, have been absolutely cast in steel, regardless of the declaration of exigency. So, I mean, I'm just hoping that we get something that, if it does not do away with it, which we've done in the past, we can at least get it as a all-encompassing, everyone who the university owes money to in the same boat kind of approach. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to say anything, Brian, or let's move on? Patricia, thank you, Tom.
Yeah, I apologize. My camera isn't working. I'd really like to urge everybody to talk to your students. Had the opportunity today to talk to a couple of students, and they are either hearing nothing or they are hearing some falsehoods, like this is all about professors getting more money. When I explained to them that it was about equal pay for equal work, job security, and healthcare for PTLs, TAs, and so forth, they didn't know that. And it made them very, very sympathetic, because many of them, that's really the only close relationship they have is with the PTLs and the TAs. So explain to them what it's really about, because they don't know. And also explain to them that the faculty and everybody has a commitment to the students, that they are not the ones who will pay a price for this. And that we're doing everything we can to make sure they graduate on time and get their letters for medical school. And when you talk to the students, then tell them to talk to their friends. And I've even said to my students, feel free to use my name and tell them you heard this from me. So please talk to your students. It's critical, because they really are in the dark. Don't just shut off your Canvas and say classes are canceled. Yeah. So they're very supportive when they know what's going on. So thank you. Please reach out to them.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that, Patricia. I know all of us that have talked to our students know the response is they immediately understand the situation. Immediately. You don't even have to spend any time explaining to them what the situation is. Like, of course you should get paid more. Of course you should have job security. Of course I should know that you will be there the next semester. Like, that is just basic to them. They understand it. We should all talk to our students about it directly. I thank you for saying that, because we haven't reminded people to do that recently. Sure. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get your name right. And I have to apologize. Maria Garth. I said Marie. It's Maria Garth. But Shora, please tell me how to say it.
That's okay. Thank you. I'm Sharia.
Sharia.
I'm a grad worker. I was just wondering, there are lots of people from the bargaining committee here, I'm assuming, or enough people that we can get a sense of what's going on. But more specifically, I wanted to know what the bargaining committee has been going through for the past 24, 48 hours, in as much as they approved or they said 15-4 yes to a proposal which does not guarantee grad workers even a semblance of the living wage. It is important for the community, for the health of the union, for the health of Rutgers University as a community, that grad workers and the public, which this meeting is, or the union in general, knows that why the bargaining committee approved a proposal which gives us nothing close to living wage. Why did they approve this yesterday? Thank you. And having said that, I am very thankful for your work. I know it's stressful. I know it must not be nice being in the governor's office. I understand that, but we also deserve to know at this meeting today, why was this approved 15-4?
Thank you so much for the question. Brian, I was in the room too, so I could answer that.
Yeah, you could if you like, Amy, you want to?
I'm going to pass it to you.
Oh, no problem. That vote was 15-4. I was one of the 15 who voted in favor of it. And I'm going to say to you, Shari, I think I made a bad vote. I know that I had an error in my, I had an error, and that's really bad. I thought that the first year was different than it was. I talked to Sarah, to Georges afterward. And had that been correct, I would have properly voted in favor. It turned out not to matter, just so everybody knows, the grads were not ultimately saddled with that that offer, some of which I thought had good components, by the way. But I made a bad vote. That's what happened for me, Sharia. I don't know how others feel.
Yeah, it was a straw poll, and yeah, we are all rethinking it today. We took a vote based on not full information. I have to say, some of us were under some facts that weren't really true, so we voted because we felt under pressure. But the pressure is, yeah, there's pressure, but we have to get for everybody what they are demanding. That's why we're on strike. So things are moving really fast, and it's hard to. I teach the Cuban Missile Crisis. I really get it now. It's stressful and it's hard. So that's all I would say from being there. Egan, Dean.
Can I say one thing? I was there too, and I voted as well. I would also say I regret the vote. But there's two things. One, I misunderstood the real goal. I think the end of the contract at the 4th year. And what I was really looking at is, I think, where we wanted to get, or in the neighborhood. And it was. And at the 4th year, and I'm a tenured faculty, and the 4th year of a contract resonates with me in a particular way because I know I'm going to be here. But I know much better now that the grads really wanted the raise in the 1st year more than the 4th year. And I don't think I was fully clear. So I am also going to cop to that. And so and the 1st year raise is not what it needs to be. And so I think we're reckoning with that as we move forward, and that's where we are.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. So let's move to Egan.
Hi, my name is Egan. I'm also a grad worker. I have a couple of things really fast. I want to highlight that it is key to get fellow recognition. I know from organizers at large private universities that management uses unrecognized fellowships to remove the most active grad organizers from the roles and to keep turnover on union roles able to prevent union organizations. For grads, I'm hearing that we will strike until we get the number you want, but what I want to hear is that because the number put in by outvoting grad reps is 33K next year, which is a travesty. When you say grads will strike until we get the number we want, what we need to hear is that PTLs and full-time faculty will strike with us until we reach a living wage, because most of the feet on your picket line will not be here in the 4th year and are not making a living wage. And it makes us ask, if grad demands are so easy to be cut, are BCG not demands on the table at all? So that's what I have to say.
Thank you so much. I don't know why I'm not seeing the name. Oh, Bailey, hi. How are you?
Okay, hi. My only question, I'm an NTT and I'm asking, is there any discussion of our contract length, anything at all? I mean, NTTs are just right next door to highly contingent work. I am on a yearly contract and I would just love to know anything at all. I've heard virtually nothing. And I know that's because we're small, right? So there's no blame pushing. I'm just curious to know, has it even been discussed? Thank you.
Anybody? Is Todd?
Carla's here.
Yeah.
Carla's here.
Let me find my screen. Come here, Carla. Here's Carla.
Hey, I'm Carla. I'm the VP for NTTs. Could you repeat the question though? Because the room was noisy.
Hi, yeah, no worries. I'm on like the 1 year non-renewable. I'm just curious about, I know there was an effort to really talk about the longer contract length, and I don't know if they've even gotten to that, and I'm very keen to know anything about it. So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. So yes, this is one of the places that we've actually had pretty extraordinary success. We have been able to for non-grant funded NTTs in all of the title series, a new system of contract length appointments where the minimum appointment in the first appointment is 1 or greater, second appointment 1 or greater, but your third appointment has to be 3 years or greater. Your fourth appointment has to be 4 years or greater, and your fifth appointment has to be 5 years and presumptively renewable. Presumptively renewable is a standard extremely close to tenure. It is not, it's separation only for good cause or a material modification of the program, some sort of drastic downsizing. And we also achieved 5-year terms and presumptively renewable for associate NTTs, professor and distinguished professor. That article also has new appointment language that says that you can move now from instructor to assistant at 4 years instead of at 6 years. So the terms are longer, you get there faster. And the thing we've been fighting for, honestly, the last dozen years, some sort of form of job security that's real job security. The presumptively renewable contracts are a real game changer for us. And I literally just finished a meeting to finish off the final language in that article. And there's more things in the article, but my brain is addled from staying up too late too many nights in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that answer your question.
Yeah, slam dunk. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's great.
So I apparently did not answer. I didn't hear the question because I'm trying to do too many things that somebody asked that another person wants us to answer by, and I lost the track of the name. I'm sorry. This is a lot going on here. Yeah. Can you ask it again?
Question, yes, thank you. The question was, are BCG demands still on the table?
Okay, BCG
Will
demand,
faculty be striking with grads to continue fighting for a living wage?
Great question. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Todd, are you?
Yes, we are still fighting for BCG demands. There's been some movement. It's not perfect. There's some guarantee of money coming with no more match on it, and that we could use for housing and other things. And we're still working to get more. And there's some commitment around students and the blocking of transcripts and diplomas when you own fines and fees. And we'll still fight for more there. And we're still ready to stay out to win it. And I think we are ready to stay out to fight for what grads need as well.
Thank you. Elliot.
Hi, I'm a first-year English grad student. Yeah, I also think the 33K in the first year is a fucking travesty. And I was wondering, I mean, what is the proposal now? Where does it stand? If you guys have agreed that it's a mistake that you voted yes for 33K, but you're going to fight for grads, I'm wondering where you're at, because I do think if you actually put a proposal on the table for 33K in the first year, you will be permanently damaging your relationship with grad workers. Thanks.
That was a statement, right? Or did I miss a question?
Well, what's the number now? If it's not 33K, if we're kind of on the same page, that 33K is a travesty, what's the number?
Hey, Ellen. Oh, wow. There's a lot of people's. Hey, I think that's a fair question. Complete people turn their volume off in the room. Yeah, I think we need to figure out how to get grads more money, and we are committed to figuring that out. Now, I don't know what, but we will fight, I think, both to ask for the state for more money and or Rutgers for more money to get on the table. And we will fight to also and see what we can get. I think we're not stuck in this position. It was not a formal offer. We are not boxed in, and we can fight for more. And I think many of us recognize and should have recognized sooner that it wasn't the right way to proceed, and we're ready to fight to do that.
Yeah, and just quickly, it was a straw poll. There was tremendous pressure to get to the medical faculty who hadn't even been, bargaining yet. It was just a sequence of things that happened, and I think we know we made a mistake there, and we're all talking about it. Believe me, we're talking about it. So I'm sorry that it felt like it was not important. It's totally important. It's central to everything. It's why we're striking. So Daniel.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if there's any update from the medical school side.
Somebody want to give an update? Mike, Kathy, we have Kathy here. Kathy Monteleone, the president of AAUP-AFT is going to speak. Kathy, direct you.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I really didn't even want to talk to you because it's been a tough day. This is our third really long day, and we get reject, and that's really depressing. And I am hoping that there's some pressure being put on them at the moment, and that they will come back with something, but they don't seem to think that female doctors are real women and need parental leave. They don't value our academic work. They don't value your research and your research incentives. And we know where the problem is. Come on, guys, we all know his name. And, as long as that elephant's in the room, we're not getting anywhere. So we only can hope that in the next hour, there's some pressure coming from people higher than him. And maybe we'll see something, but it's been a tough day. It's really been a tough day. So, you can email me. I'll give you more specifics than I'll say here, but it's tiring, and I am trying to remain hopeful. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Look, it's 8:20.
Oh, and I must say, yes, Dio is reminding me, God, what beautiful faculty you all are, what beautiful students you all are. They heard it. The mediators here knew that. Yesterday they said to us, your people aren't on the pickets. And we said, what are you talking about? Today we went in with the mediator, and she said, well, they must have heard me. And I said, yeah, they were all out there, weren't they? And we're sharing those photos, and you guys are fantastic. I applaud you all. Those pictures are keeping our spirits up. So thank you very much for your support. Stay out there. Stay out there.
Yeah, they were marching to Holloway's house today with us with white coats. It was fantastic. So we have to cut it short because there's another meeting after this at 8:30. I'm really sorry to the people who have questions. You can email us at our union emails, and we'll try to answer all of them. Do we have, Sherry, do you want to just point to the thing that you posted in the chat for tomorrow's actions, or do you want to highlight anything for tomorrow on the picket line? Sherry Wolf?
No report
Sorry,
on the
I can't
faculty
find myself
contract.
in this grid. Hi, I've lost my voice. Basically, you're gonna please pay attention to your emails and your text and the social media. The strike is on. The pickets are on. New Brunswick is it's going to be Friday and blazing hot. We had a very good day of protest, but we're not looking to get sunstroke. Okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, so we're going to meet up at 9 a.m. College Ave. Some folks are going to take cars down to Trenton to go join student solidarity activists outside of bargaining to encourage them. Most people are going to picket, and we're going to join with white folks white coats in front of the doctors, in front of Winans Hall. There are plans in Newark. They're going to keep their pickets going as well. And they've got all sorts of plans, social events, concerts, same thing at College Avenue. We're going to be united. There will be actions. We've got all sorts of the students are amazing. Grad students, undergrads, absolutely amazing in being the lifeblood of these pickets. We really, I hope people come out to them. If you're not seeing the joy and the solidarity on the social media and smiling, I don't know what's going on, but come out and live it and be part of it with other people. It really does feel for the first time as a beloved community, as somebody who's been teaching here for 50 years told me on the picket line today. It's for the first time in 50 years. This is where it feels like a beloved community on our picket lines. Camden, Newark, and New Brunswick. The strike is on. We're consolidating for a Friday that's very hot. Come on out, 9 a.m.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sherry. I really apologize to everybody who has questions. We have 30 minutes every night, and please send them to us in an email or some form, and we'll get to you. Good night, everybody.
Sorry, can I just really quickly from Newark? So we want folks to sleep in the morning. So we're not doing anything in the morning. There's a slight change on the location. We're going to have our picnic outside Talbot Apartments. There's the undergrad dorm, so we can talk to more undergrads. So that's where the picnic will be tomorrow from 12 to 3. Come hang out, and then let's go to happy hour.
Oh, I'm going. Okay, see you there.
Camden should speak up as well, because I don't want to get the details of Camden wrong. Please, Kate, can you come on in and tell us?
Did we get Camden right for people who are going in Camden?
Hi, folks. Thanks so much. So tomorrow we are going to do a shorter consolidated picket from 10 to 2, starting with yoga. There is also going to be live music. So please, folks, turn out. We want to see your beautiful faces tomorrow, 10 to 2 in Camden.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Get some rest.
Get some rest.
Thank you.
Is there anyone that can answer the question I posed to everyone who was a host that I posed at like 8:08 in the chat? Can anybody answer that?
The
I'm sorry,
chats,
but
the
the
chats
bargaining-
weren't public. They weren't made public. So
Yeah, I know. They told me that they would ask.
No, sorry, we just ran out of time.
I know you guys spent a lot of time talking about how good you feel, but like we need to know what the breakdown is for the grad salary, like right now, what it is.
I don't see a question at 8:08. Would you like to re-ask your question now?
Yeah, I
Could you-
asked
could
Sherry,
I just say
Amy,
one thing
Daniel,
here?
Emily.
Could I say one thing?
I don't
Like,
see one from 8:08. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so my question was, can you break down the grad salary as it stands in bargaining right now? Because, you know, you guys spent a lot of time like talking about how great the pickets were, and that's awesome, but like this is something we really need answered so we are clear on what's happening.
So I do want to say that what people have talked about was a straw poll on a proposal that brought grad salaries in, getting to close to what we had proposed at the beginning, but at year 4, but with even steps rather than what grads have been demanding, which is a significant additional increase in the first year. That's now off the table, as
Right,
people
so-
described. And
Perfect.
so basically what our proposal is what's always been there. And I think that you can find in the bargaining status at a glance, there is, a description of exactly where that's at.
Great, can you put that in the chat? Because
I did.
it's moving so much. Oh, perfect, thank you.
Was there some reason why we didn't get a report about the other faculty negotiations at the start before questions?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I
We
understand.
didn't get a report at the beginning about the faculty union and what was happening there.
I mean, this is the faculty union, and a big chunk of the discussion was focused on the question of grad workers who are also part of that union.
Right, TAs and GAs, but we didn't hear anything at all about any of the other part. at the start.
That has
That's
not
the-
been a significant part of the discussion today. And I
Okay,
think people
that's-
brought up the things that they were most concerned about.
Okay, no, thank you. They just didn't say that. Or maybe I didn't hear it. Thank you.
Okay.
How about class size? Was that part of the negotiation?
I mean,
Right,
the
it's
members
vast
of the bargaining committee have gone. So
Yeah, so
I don't know that class size has been a significant part of the proposals. It's not something that I, as communication staff, have heard much about. So I honestly don't know if there is a proposal or not on that. And I don't know that anyone can answer that question.